Show 'em how we do it, it's like
Look at this side of the plate, the floor here. Only minor rust here and there. Time has been like 2 weeks. Almost nothing. And the other side. Look at all that rust on it. I've sit there, so that's about size of my ass. So there is no rust. It is on my ass, hopefully. But the rest of the whole plate is all rusted up. Everywhere rust, 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 rust. So do not use any this kind of glue stuff between the plates. It's okay on the surface and when you are finishing stuff, but when you are welding and doing, just do not use it. Look at all that rust. So that's a no-no. Mitä se huussa kone? Eikö se vaihtuva minuutti? So project here continues. We have not enough material in my taste, but we have welded a lot of the floor, and we have actually found out this kind of rust coming in here, and we have holes underneath this side. As you can see, the light is showing there, and we have holes in here which we need to seal up. Like there was one hole, and here is more that we have replaced, and then there is another one on the passenger side, and well, actually there were the holes. We have not found it anymore yet, but we will, I promise you. This is done now, so we have welded this from the underneath. This is done, it has the glue on it. And underneath here I can show you why we are welding the floor so much. As you can see here. Well, what do you think? Leave a comment. This is so rusty that actually we need to replace it like whole, but we are not going to take this off. We are making new side panels here and just coming from here and weld it around here all the way from down here from the wheel arch to the back to the front, because it is so damn rusty. And we actually, the other side is a bit okay, but this is so soft material here, so we need to think about a lot how do we do it, but why we are doing it you can see in here. Well, it is bad, it is really bad, but with this the chassis should hold the weight of the batteries and everything, so this is mandatory for the build to make this, to make it safe to move around, because it will break here immediately if we put a lot of weight on it. So the other side, actually you can see the rust here also, which has been building because there is the mass between the sheets of metal. But the other side you can see there, hopefully there, well, I will be going there up, so we can see how it looks like when it's done. The main reason we are doing it is to make it as rigid as original, just using one sheet of metal. We have this kind of, this is 1 millimeter thick, I think, this kind of material making in there. It is, I don't know, we should have a measurement so we can measure how thick that is. So the original, I think the original is a bit thicker on here, but we are using the softer material to make it, as we are using a wider
1.2.
So it's 1.2 millimeters thick. 1.1. And this is how it looks like when it's done. Going up. Like so. So we weld from behind here to the front there, a single 2 pieces, 1 piece, 2 piece here. Just weld them a little bit together and add some glue to have a bit of strengthening here and not having a too much weld. We should have welded it completely from front to back, but we are using this glue to avoid welding too much. And if I turn you up a little bit and that way, so you can see how it looks like underneath there. And actually there is one place where was hole. We shut it down, we welded it shut, and I think somewhere else was another place. Maybe it's underneath this, but so the floors will be like so, and the underneath here you can see that this is quite echoey. And if you see here, the original plating has really much of the strengthenings, and this is much more solid than the one we did underneath here. So we are planning to use this as in Super Streets 1 and 2. So with this kind of, everybody has told us that this will be disqualified, but hey, if we don't fix it, the car will absolutely broke in first burp. When we get the batteries and everything down in the back, it will just cut in half. So we need to make them as strong as original one to keep the car going, so it won't break on the line. But this is how it looks like so far. Much has done. This is already completed. We just need to add some more glue here. Just glue it up and then paint it over. It will be okay. We will be using a tech tool underneath mass, underneath here to. It is used in Finland to cover rust. And actually you can see it in here. This is covered with that same substance. It is, I think it is a butyl stuff that you can paint with your brush. It gives a little bit of thickness here, but it is not paint, it is not solid of any kind. It just helps with the rusting. And well, that's about it. So we will continue on the project when we get the other side done, and then we will be, actually I have already measured the back side of the car, so we are getting a 45mm plywood on the back there, and then the front baffle here, it is also 45mm, and I already measure it, so we can have it quite soon. Now the subwoofer should be coming in like in a week or two. First payment is being shipped, and hopefully we can get them and make a unboxing video. And the amplifier that we are going to get one amplifier so far, but we will start with that. That is already being discussed, and everything should be said and done. We will be getting a amplifier for this car. Now guess the amplifier brand is question for you. What amplifier we will be using? It was amplifier. We thought about of having a own amplifier series, but it was just too costly. So we start with just one amplifier, so we can start testing the car and making adjustments for the acoustics to get it as loud as possible before we raise the amplifier power. Before we raise the power for the subwoofers. Yes.
Original floor thickness is
only
one sheet of metal.
Original one.
And I take measurements in here. This is 3mm thick.
3mm thick.
Yes.
So the original plate is 3mm.
3mm thick, and we are using sheet metal that is 1.3mm thick.
So here we have like third of the strength.
And when we use like this in
when we layer them up,
yes,
we will have a 2.6mm, and it is 0.4mm less than the original.
Yes. We have weaker floor than original.
Yes. So hopefully that will
disqualify you.
that's not disqualified when we are using less metal than the original one. Well, that's about it. We'll shut down here and go home and eat some sausages like Finnish people do, and go to sauna. But that's about it. Nico, you have anything more?
No.
He was not Mr. No Man this time. Okay, we see you on the next video. Leave a comment. Bye bye.